Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about formulas which are repealed. Recently the Prime Minister has announced three formulas to be repealed. Now what are these three formulas? We should know that. The first is Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Act 2020. It aimed allowing the trade in agriculture produce outside the agriculture produce market committee mandis. And the second one is Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Act 2020. It wants to bring an end to the MSP system and increase the contract farming. The third one is Essential Commodities Amendment Act 2020. It aimed in removing the commodities such as cereals, pulses, oil, seeds, edibles, oils, onion, and potato from the essential commodities. So, these are the three important formulas which were thought to bring changes in agriculture system in our India, which will help in exporting more and it will help the private companies more than the farmers. This is the reason why the farmers were protesting, because they will not get proper MSP, and there was a rumor that MSP system will end and there will be no proper supply of money for the crops which were grown by farmers, and the private system will take or procure from the farmers, which will not have which will impact their money supply. That is, they'll not get proper money for the crop, and they have to what is that they have to satisfy themselves whatever the money they get, whether it is very low or very high in MSP, whereas there is a the government will fix the price in what they are going to purchase. So there is a constant, and there is the value of the price which is being fixed is good for the farmers. That is the reason the farmers were protesting. Now what are the reasons? The reasons are, there was a long demand from agriculture market, and the agriculture comes under the state government. It is under the purview of state government. It is not under current list, it is whereas in state list. The center was taking up this issue and it was trying to bring reforms in APMC, which is the state was protesting. And there are many reasons which are impacting these laws. There was a pressure from foreign countries to bring changes in MSP system to end the MSP system, which the Indian government is providing subsidies to the farmers so that the farmers don't grow the crops which are not beneficial for the export for the foreign countries. The foreign countries want end, and there was a lot of issue in WTO also regarding this. This long term MSP, there is long term debate on MSP by foreign countries to put an end, so that the subsidies provided by Indian government sorry has been banned, and they want to grow crops which are beneficial for the foreign countries, and later the Indian government should import the products, the food commodities from the foreign countries. In this way they want few countries to be dependent on the foreign countries for their food. This was the main reason in WTO for a long term fighting. Now, what are the reasons for farmers' protest? As I told you, the formulas were not beneficial for the farmers, which was beneficial only for the private sectors. It is believed that Indian food industry would be dominated by the private players, by the agriculture business, and it will weaken the farmers. And the MSP will be abolished. There will be no guarantee. There will be no stable, mm, suitable price for the crops. That was the main reason. And the farmers were also demanding written assurance that the MSP will be continued. And there is also an issue that the electric amendment bill has been introduced, in which the electricity will be not provided as accordingly. They will not get free electricities because of that reason. The farmers were demanding MSP as recommended by Swaminathan Commission. So these were the reasons. In India, by this we can say there is a right of protest is also given in the constitution. So by this we can say that democracy is still prevailing in India. It is one of the country which has good democracy. By right of protest is given. Right of strike is not been given in constitution, whereas right of protest is available. So the farmers has been doing this protest from a year, by which the government has accepted to repeal these laws. By this we can say, in our essays we can write that the democracy is still existing in India and right of protest is available. By this we are checking, there is a check and balance between the government laws and the people. Now, what are the impacts of this repealing these laws? As I said, there is they thought to be a better reforms in agriculture system. As there was a low farmers income, these were the main thing. And these also includes that there will be impact on fertilizers, power credit, and farm machinery, and there will be a lot of effect on agriculture business value chains, which are beneficial for the private companies. And they thought to bring private investment in logistics and storage and processing, and digital technologies also were thought to bring by this, but the farmers were not ready for it. So we couldn't, what is that? We couldn't carry on this loss. What are the negative impacts on industries? There will be a lot of impacts on logistics, cold chain, agri related, and farmer equipments will be impacted most. And constant agriculture GDP is always less in India. This is still lagging. So they thought to bring changes so that the GDP in agriculture will increase, but still it will not. There are few more changes we can get by some other ways, and the cropping patterns are still in the same, like in the favor of only rice and wheat. With the upbringing of these laws would have changed the food system, like there would have been some other crops instead of rice and wheat, so the cropping pattern would have changed. These were the negative impacts which are affecting on industries. So the way forward would be that the formulas will impact, what is that, few agriculture systems, but in future it will have a better, we can try in some other ways, so to bring an economic reform, and so that the agriculture GDP will rise and there will be constant communication and proper communication among people. The government is providing better facilities for the farmers. If there is a better logistics and better cold processing, the agriculture products can be exported from India, and it can increase the agriculture GDP and economic. That's all for today. Thank you.